Hi guys. I know. Whew. Northern New York weather. I'm so sick of this cold weather. Anyways, I have to go back into town. I really didn't want to go back into town today. Sorry, I'm turning my heat up a little bit. I should stop seeing if my mom wants to go to town with me, but she's not going to be okay with the whole filming, recording thing. She is having her picture taken and being recorded, and she hates all of that. I don't usually like it either, but at this point I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is. So, I have to go back into town. Because I just looked at my calendar. And based on how I feel today, it tells me that Shark Week is coming. Ladies, you know what I mean by Shark Week, I hope. It happens every month. Gentlemen, if you don't know what Shark Week is, ask the ladies in your life. Hopefully they know what it is. It happens every month. But anyways, I am not prepared for it. So, I'm going back into town with my mask, of course. And, going to make sure I am prepared. Prepared. Oh, I hate this time of month. I really do. Like, I was doing the dishes, and I had laundry going, and I'm like, you know what? I don't feel good. Like, I have cramps. I was like, wait a minute. I looked at my calendar. I was like, that's why. So, of course, I went to the bathroom to make sure I had what I needed, and of course I don't. So, I'm like, well, I'd rather not get caught red-handed without that shit. So, I'm assuming this protest is over because I just see all these vehicles coming back from Watertown with their windows painted and all that other shit. Flags and what have you. Hope they had a good turnout. Miserable. Like, I don't want to people today. I just don't. Like, right now, I just don't want to people, but I need it. But of course, I grabbed my mask. Well, it's been sitting in my truck for the last 2 days, but because in the great state of New York, it is now mandatory that everybody that goes into public has to wear masks. Go into a public place, you have to have a mask on. Okay. So my other video, The Hypocrisy, Part 2, is still not uploaded because I live in a little hamlet that has very little service. get to where I need to be and hit for it to upload while I'm in the store, it'll probably be uploaded before I come back out of the store, to be completely honest with you. Very little service where I live. And I'm about 10 minutes from Watertown. 15 max. For this side of Watertown anyways. It takes me about 20 minutes or so to, probably about a half hour, really, to get from where I live to, like, Walmart or the mall. But I'm going to a place on this side of town, so I should be there in about 5-10 minutes. So what I was talking about, my video that's still uploading, so you'll understand what I mean by that. Ranting about a certain thing that came to my attention today, and that part itself just kind of makes me sick to my stomach. Not just because of Shark Week, but because of this situation. Well, before I get into that, I apparently had when I say apparently, I mean somebody that knows me in person, saw my Hypocrisy Part 1 video. They were not a fan. They were extremely upset about it. I said, then why'd you watch it? Well, I don't understand why you gotta be a jerk. I wasn't being a jerk. And if anybody else thinks that I was trying to be a jerk, I wasn't. Just, simply stating my views, which so many others do on social media. I just happen to do it on my own little YouTube thing. Where not many people watch it, so whatever. I'm not gonna not post because you disagree with me. Probably not gonna like what I have to say about anything if that's the case. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, I'm not taking it down. I'm not apologizing for what I said. I'm just not. So anyways, moving on. A topic that's kind of, I wouldn't say near and dear to my heart, because that's not. This topic, we'll talk about domestic violence. See, a little bit of backstory on why domestic violence is kind of a thing, I guess, in my life. So back before I was married, before I had gotten with the guy that I had married, I was with this one guy off and on for about a year and a half. Gentlemen, ladies, even ladies, because ladies can do this too, or like this too. If you're with somebody that you wholeheartedly hate the fact that they have an opinion about everything, or speak up, you need to figure out your priorities. Because this guy that I was with off and on for about a year and a half did not like that I was outspoken. Did not like when I told him no. And you know what he hated even more? When I told him he didn't own me. Yeah, that went over like a fart in church. He's super possessive. And, he was, 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 he You know, I was really young at the time. I was like 21 when he was in that realm. And he, you know, if I told him no or disagreed with him, I'd get hit. I'd get screamed at. First, it started off with him just fucking screaming at me all the time. Then he started the hitting. He went from screaming to hitting. And I left him every single time he did it. Every single time, but I was dumb and went back to him weeks later. Because I didn't like to be alone. I didn't like to be single. I didn't like, you know, and what guy is going to come up and be like, hey, not only because, you know, I'm a big girl, I am hefty, but I was also covered in bruises. Like, no, there is nobody that's going to approach you. Nobody is going to be interested in you at all. I'm at the store. 11 minutes into this video, almost 12. Nobody is going to be into you when you're covered in bruises and you seem like, especially if they see you numerous times and you're always covered in bruises. You're not going to be the first person I want to talk to. Because you don't want to, you know, you see somebody that's got a bruise on their face, especially a female, and you don't want to walk up and start a conversation because you don't want to seem intrusive. You don't want to seem, you don't want to seem, you know, like you want to invade their personal space. Because clearly, judging by the bruises on your face, somebody's already did that, right? So, I didn't like being alone. I was always covered in bruises. Mostly it was on my chest and my stomach. Because he was actually very, very terrified of my dad. And I was one of those girls, out of sight, out of mind. If nobody can see the bruises, nobody's gonna ask me about them. Nobody's in my business. So I was that girl. I really was. And so this went on, like I said, for about 1.5 years. The final straw for me, and I mean the absolute final straw, like called the cops, got a restraining order, was when he put me in the hospital. Yep, he fractured 2 ribs on my left, 1 rib on my right. He fractured this cheekbone right here, fractured it. Gave me a bloody nose, black eye. And at that point, we weren't even together because he had hit me the week prior to that. And I left him. Because I had said, you don't own me. You don't tell me what I can and can't do, who I can and can't talk to. He didn't like that at all. So he had hit me the week prior. So I left him again. But we weren't even together a week later, you know. And I see somebody coming up behind my truck and I don't. He disappeared. Oh. And I had gone out to the bar, met a few friends out at the bar while we were all getting ready to leave, and I was parked way farther away, you know. I don't want the cops to see my vehicle at the bar. And he came out of nowhere. I was at my vehicle, and he came out of nowhere and jumped me. Said he wanted me back. I said absolutely not. the fight went on from there, ladies and gents. The fight went on from there. And, yep. Basically 3, you know, 3 with 2 on one side, 1 on the other. Fractured ribs later, a fractured cheekbone, an almost broken nose, a black eye, a fat lip. Restraining order went into place. So but like I said, when I was with him, you know, I kept my mouth shut about it. Like, if I did having a bruise on my face and my mom or my dad asked me about it, it was, you know, the typical I fell, or I was clumsy with my hairbrush and smacked myself in the face, or, you know, something of that nature. So anyways, I digress. I have a friend. She's pregnant. She's like 21 weeks pregnant now. So halfway there. This girl. I love her to death. She's actually one of my dear friends. I used to work with her. That's how I met her. You know, about 3-4 years back. And she's high maintenance. She is. She's very into her looks, or at least she was. Anyways, last year she had gotten a divorce from her now ex-husband. And I actually feel sorry for that man. But anyways, she's now with this guy. I want to rip his man bun off his head and shove it down his throat. When I say they fight all the time, I mean they fight all the time. To now, it's the point of they hit each other. You know, last month, mind you, she's pregnant. They got into a fight. She choked. Oh, I'm gonna move this. He choked her out. Not out, but choked her and hit her in the side of the face. She didn't call the cops. She just didn't. I wanted to beat the ever-living fuck out of him. And I about went through the roof, which is why she's a dear friend of mine, but she don't talk to me about her and her boyfriend's problems anymore. Because she knows that I want to... Oh my goodness. I want to rip his man bun off, shove it down his throat. Like very annoying. Very, very annoying. And I walk into the store this morning, you know, and This is a store I used to work at with her. She still works there. And I'm told, have you seen her? She's got a bruise from like the bottom of her ear all the way down her neck. No, I ain't seen her. She's deleted her Facebook, as far as I know, or she just deleted me off Facebook, whatever. She don't answer any of my text messages. She don't reply to my snaps. None of that. So from what I'm understanding, what I got this morning is she's always coming to work crying. She's always constantly covered in fucking bruises. But she won't leave him. She even, I guess, like 2 weeks ago, she even defended herself, and she kicked him so hard in the balls, I guess, that he basically should have just been castrated. But I think he should be castrated anyways. Dude's got 7 kids by different women. And I think what really irritates me the most about her not wanting to leave him and not wanting to call the cops is the fact that she already has a 12, almost 13-year-old daughter. Is that the example you want to set for her? No. Good Lord, no. She used to want her daughter around her all the time. It is now, things between her and her boyfriend are just so bad. Her daughter's at her father's most of the time. Right. So but I guess I better put this on. I hate this thing. Watch me mess with this mask. Yeah. So anyways, she just won't leave him. She don't like be alone. She'll tell you that. She would rather stay with him in that abusive fucking relationship than be alone. When you've been in a long fucking relationship, I get not wanting to be alone. And it's hard. It's a very hard fucking adjustment. I know. I'm divorced now. When my ex-husband and I first split up, like, it was hard for me to start being by myself and being alone and being single again. Like, extremely hard. So I get it. I do. But one, you have a kid to look after, and then what's going to happen? She already has depression. And if something happens, and I know it's going to, because she's 21 weeks pregnant, whatever, something's going to happen. She's going to lose that fucking baby. And then she's going to be in an even more depressive state. Oh, it's so frustrating. So frustrating. And people have called the cops when they know that they're fighting and it could get physical. Like, they call the cops. You know what she says? Well, I don't want to press charges. I don't want to leave him. Nothing's wrong. We're fine. No, you're not. Your life. Whatever. I personally think he should be behind bars, but Whatever. There's somebody loitering out front of this store, asking people for money. I ain't got nothing for you, bud. But anyways, I am going to... That's my rant on domestic violence. Like, somebody will take you in. You just have to be ready to leave the situation. You have to want to leave the situation. And she's just not. So, I don't know. But, alright, I'm gonna go in. I will catch y'all later. Bye.